Hi, I'm Bonnie Barker with BonnieBabeCrochet.com, and this is video number 2 for the Summer Cabled Poncho. So with video number 1, you should have come up with 2 panels like this that are the exact same. They're approximately 17 inches by 29 inches. Okay, so we're going to learn how to construct them. This is a little bit tricky, but I think once you see this video, and if you're using the pattern, you can also use the diagram there to help you. You're going to need your gauge hook or size G. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is place both panels on the table or on a flat surface somewhere so you can see what you're doing, and put them with the front side facing down. Okay, and we have one going long way this direction and another going this direction. Okay, to make it easier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I'm going to connect these. I'm using these little connectors. You can use pins, or you could simply choose to just crochet this right off, you know. But I just wanted to show this to you, show you how these line up. Okay. Okay, now when you crochet this, I'm going to do this in detail. You're going to start at the chain 2 corners, and you're going to slip stitch all the way until you get to the chain 2 corner of this item here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to bring this around, and this part here, this flat part, which is the short end, is actually going to line up with this side of the longer end, like so. It's going to come around, and you're going to line up the chain 2 corners, just like so. And I'm doing this so that I can show you the way it should look. Okay, so once you do both of those ends together, you should end up with something that looks like a poncho. Okay, just like that. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We'll do this up close. Okay, let's go ahead and begin stitching this together. I'm going to go ahead and remove that, my little holder there, and I'm going to start where there are 2 chain 2 corners here and one here. So let's go ahead and put our hook in that space. Don't worry about these strands, we'll hide them later. And I'm just going to pull it through. I like to put both strands over that and pull it nice and tight for a join. Now we're going to simply work a slip stitch, working through both strands. Let me go ahead and get my strands out of the way. Okay, so what we're going to do is simply line up the stitches. That one, and we're going to just slip stitch all the way across, just like so. Now I just want to reiterate how important it is that you have the front sides facing each other. So you should have the back sides facing on the outside as you work this across. So we're going to work this across every stitch until we get to the first corner, and this will be on the shorter side. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and work this across, and then I will show you, towards the end of this row. Okay, now I want to work the last few stitches for you. Let me show you. See, this is the chain 2 corner, and we're going to stop right there when we get to that place. So just line it up stitch by stitch with a slip stitch. Also wanted to mention that if you wanted to use a whip stitch and a yarn needle, you may be, feel free to do that. I just like doing slip stitch because I think it goes a lot faster. Okay, now my last stitch is going to be worked right into that chain 2. You see that chain 2 corner, slip stitch. Now I'm going to finish off, fasten off here. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. I'm going to leave a nice long strand, so it'll be easier to hide that with my yarn needle. Okay, so this is basically, you're done with that for the short side. Now we're going to find the other side. Now rather than try to guess where to line it up here, always start, let's go ahead down the other end where we have again the 2 chain 2 corners. Okay, so let's go ahead and start and do the same thing with the chain 2. Okay, go ahead and get them secured. Now I'm going to just begin the slip stitch with the first stitch here and the first stitch here. Okay, again, make sure that you have the right sides facing. I'm a little paranoid about that because whenever I've had my sewing experiences with material, I generally mess that part up and have to use that wonderful seam ripper. I really don't want you to have to backtrack on any of this if you don't have to. So I'm going to go ahead and work this slip stitch all the way across, and then I'll show you the ending of this row again. Okay, now we're finishing up the second seam. It looks remarkably the same as the first seam as we finish this up, and the last stitch, which is right here, is going to go in the chain 2 corner of the panel right like that, and we're going to finish off this. I want to say a word too about sizing on this. I had an excellent question come to me about that. And I would comfortably say that this poncho pattern can be used for anybody who's an extra small, that's size 2 to 4, all the way through, I would say I'm guessing size 20, which would be like a 2X. I'm somewhere between a 14 and a 16, and not ashamed of that whatsoever. And I can wear these ponchos in this size very comfortably, as can my future daughter-in-law, who is between a size 2 and 4. And anybody larger can certainly wear these. There's no need to really size it up. If you want to size it up a slightly larger, all you would need to do was bump up your hook. Instead of using a G, maybe use a size H. But if you do that, just beware that the poncho is going to hang longer. So if you're about a size 20 and you're 5'2", that may not be what you'd want to do. I would encourage you to just stick with the pattern as is. And the quality of the cotton does not bounce back. It generally stretches with time and will get slightly larger. So I think you'll be fine with the cotton and just sticking with the pattern as is, rather than have to adjust anything. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and turn this right side out and continue on with video number 3, which will be the finishing of the neck and the bottom portion of the poncho. I'll see you in video number 3.